you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast.
Ooh, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Gravy. Today we have a guest. We haven't had a guest in a long time. We got an old friend from the island, Mr. Gilbert. Gilbert, it's been a long time since I've talked, and I'll tell you one thing, Gilbert. You've gotten married since we've seen each other last, and I was incredibly jealous about how you got married. Well, not because you got married or any of that, but Mr. Irvin was at your wedding. And he is one of my favorite people. I see Irvin in the back of the church in those photos. He's wearing his little cap, and he's like hanging out. And I was like, oh man, I was super jealous you got to hang out with Irvin.
The wedding was really just a spontaneous, thing. The way it happened, meeting her, the island, just being there, getting that chance to be on the island again was amazing. So having whoever was there at the moment, like Irvin, Jaquez, a lot of other guys, Jesse, he was there, just having them there was amazing. And Irvin is a awesome guy. I know I didn't throw the invite to you guys.
Yep, nope, didn't invite me to your wedding. Fucking asshole. Nope.
It was a quick thing. We wanted to just do it. We didn't want to have the big extreme weddings. We watch a lot of these TV shows too, like Married at First Sight. It kind of feels like that thing.
Yeah, y'all just wanted to get it done with.
Just get it done with. I promised her, a bigger wedding when we're both established,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can always renew your vows and have a whole big ceremony and do it all over again.
Exactly. Honestly, I think, big weddings at first are kind of overrated. Unless you've really been saving up and that's your thing,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people who, like one of the girls I work with, since she's been a little girl, she always wanted to have a big wedding. And she, when she got married, she planned her whole wedding herself. Like she'd been waiting for that moment forever. So it made sense for her. But I think for me and Kirk, we started planning out the wedding and all that. And then for me, I got my mom in my ear, all these people in my ear, like, you got to do this, and it started stressing me out to the point where it was like, who am I doing this for? Because I don't care for a big wedding, but my mom is like, well, I need to be there. You're the first one getting married, and it's all this stuff. And it's like, I had to take a step back. Like, let's do this for us and figure out how we want to do it instead of doing it for everybody else. Because I think weddings are, for the most part, for everyone else.
And you being in the hospitality industry, like you understand the whole workings of a whole wedding. If you're getting into that big of a wedding,
yeah,
where you
definitely
start having a guest list, or something like that. It's like, oof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have did my internship because I'm in school for hospitality right now.
Yeah.
And one of the internship options was working for a wedding planner. And I was like, after the lady came and spoke to us, and she looked struggling just speaking to us, like, oh, it's fun, guys, but she didn't look like it was fun. And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to even put that stress on me right now. It's too many factors involved. So nope.
Not until later. Carmen's almost done with school. School's almost done. Then we got a move coming. We're leaving the Great White North. And going a little bit further west, and then after that, then we'll get that stuff situated.
Yeah. Well, I plan on being here in Arizona because I got a job with UPS, and I'll be driving here soon. So once I start,
you got driving, a moose.
What was that?
You going to be driving a moose truck? Do they still call them that?
No, the big brownies.
Yeah, the big brown. Yeah. They call them moose whenever I worked at UPS in Louisville.
Yeah, that's right. You worked at UPS, didn't you?
Yeah.
Little stint.
Yeah, I was there for maybe 5 years.
Oh wow, that's a big stint.
Yeah, I was there a minute.
Well,
Well, a
were you
lot
just
of minutes.
part-time?
Huh? Yeah, part time. So you worked the third shift. You worked like 4 hours a night. Anything over the 4 hours was overtime, and
Yeah.
then like you get like full benefits.
Yeah.
But
Well, right now it's part-time. You're guaranteed 3.5. Anything after 5, I think, is overtime.
right, maybe that's how it was.
Well, it's all depending on your it's all depending on your other contracts, you know,
Mhm.
subcontracts and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's a good job once you get into the driving aspect. And
Right,
my
right.
number's being called up here soon, so
Nice.
I've been studying. It's a process, that driving position. So
I mean, it should be. Like, I got a friend right now. We had him on a podcast. Darius. He was on a podcast a while ago, and he drives for Amazon. He was driving for Amazon, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I drive up, and sometimes if I don't feel like it that day, I just throw the package right on the ground and walk away." So, you need to vet those people, and they need to be trained, because you can just have anybody working and don't care about the job.
yeah, they got procedures and rule books you have to, recite verbatim and stuff just to even pass.
But you gotta wear those short shorts, don't you?
Man, over here in Arizona, when it's 100,
You want those? You want those short shorts? You need those short shorts.
I work in the warehouse, and it's when we start at like 2 o'clock to like 9 a.m. At 2 o'clock, it's already 100 degrees.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're just sweating already. So
Yeah.
in the daytime, it gets to like 110. So you can imagine in the truck, just radiating heat all around.
Mhm.
Oh, I already know. Like, I lived in, I was
I
in
see Kurt
Clarksville.
just sweating.
Can't
just
do
talking
it. I
about
can't do it. I don't want it.
He got a problem with the being hot all the time.
I'm
but-
hot all the time. Just
That's
like
why you guys. I mean, is that one of the reasons why you guys chose, that area, or
No, I don't think that was
the
it. I think that
temperature?
when
no,
when
it's
we
an expense. It's fucking expensive
Well,
to live in California.
no when we moved here, we took forever to figure out. Like Carmen's like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. And then she was like, well, I want to go to the New England area. Well, she actually wanted to go to New York, which
Yeah.
That's worse than California. I think.
I mean, it's some places there you can find that is affordable, like in Huntington and places like that. That's outside of all the stuff that you hear about. But there are little small cities that we could have lived in that we would have been paying the same amount we pay here. You know what I mean? It's not the areas where it's popular, but I mean, it's a train ride. It might be a 45-minute train ride away to the city and all the poppin' stuff, but it is some affordable places. People just don't like to live in them because they're kind of the boring spots.
Right. And well, I tell Carmen, we're getting older. We're getting to be the boring people.
Well, I wasn't at that point.
Oh,
Shit.
man, I'm boring.
How boring are you,
so
Gilbert?
boring. I'm boring now. I used to be in a band. I used to play, shows. That was cool. No, I'm just playing. I love being the slow motion, dad, husband, thing I got going on. My life's good. I like it there. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, there's struggles, but
Of course, you still got to change. You still got to wipe ass. You
Man.
still wiping shitty ass
boy.
right now.
he's starting to walk, so he's getting into everything. You gotta really keep an eye on him now.
Yeah, like you can't have coffee on the table. You can't have none of that stuff. Kids
We designated our whole living room. It's all padded on the ground. We got like a big playpen.
Mhm.
Like it's
just throw them
baby
in there.
proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw them in there, having fun. You can fall, you can do what you want. You're all right.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. But like I said, I lived in Arizona and I was in Clarksdale, close to Sedona, and some days, in Arizona, everybody has to have air conditioning because people will die if they don't have it,
You
right?
would die.
So, like,
I mean,
going outside,
there's people out in the sticks, in the middle of nowhere in this heat that just survive in
right?
trailers
I know. I don't know
with
how.
no AC. With no AC.
They gotta have ice cubes or something. Something going on. You gotta figure out a way. But you walk down the street and your skin is literally burning, and it's like, all right, this is not like acceptable. I don't know. It's a lot. Definitely in Arizona. I mean, I got comfortable after I was there for a while, and I kind of found my way and met people. But
I think it's more the fact that it's close enough to California. It's hot, but it's cheaper. It's cheap enough to be close enough to California for
right,
us.
right.
As far as like a spot on the map of the U.S., you know, we kind of talked it over before we left the island. We had to have it figured out, like where have you lived? And like, okay, she lived in Arizona before. I lived in, you know, New Mexico before. You know, we had Oregon was a possibility, and it's just like, you know, out of all these places, where we want to go most. And she's like, well, I lived in Arizona before. She was here for I think 4 years. Her best friend and our godchildren live here too, so it was a no-brainer. Because we definitely didn't want to go back to California. We would not be. I don't. Maybe like in San Bernardino or like Lancaster, maybe area.
Right.
You know, there'll be some type of survival, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, that sucks. Everything's getting expensive. Like, we talk about it all the time. Even going to the grocery store, I'm like, groceries are so fucking expensive.
what's gas right now out there?
Well, I filled up. I found a place that was $3.99. $3.99, but it's been up in the 420s.
Okay, it's been $4.59 for the past month.
Damn.
Yeah, it's expensive.
In Cali, my sister and my cousin just came and visited. It's $6.50 right now in Cali.
Oh my god! I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever seen gas $6.50 ever in my life.
I don't think I have. Maybe like in 2008 during the little.
I remember
recession.
that, but it wasn't in Detroit. Like, I was in Detroit, so for me it wasn't that high. But for you guys,
I was
it
in
probably
Cali, so it was like $5, I think, during that
Yeah.
time, if I remember right. But
Yeah.
still,
Man,
it
expensive.
went back down.
Yeah. Hopefully it keeps a downtrend. I don't know. I saw there's a gas station, the Cumberland Farms. It's like it's kind of like a Quick Trip or like a little like convenience place. It's not a 7-Eleven,
Yeah.
but it's like
Yeah.
a little classier.
Just a little off-brand little
Yeah. And
gas.
they got me because I was like, oh, their gas it was again like under like, no, it was 409. And at that time, that was like super cheap. And I was like, I'm going to get the gas. And then I see the price going up, and I said, that's more than 409. Giddy up 409, you know? And I was like, what the thing? And then I look at the sign again, and it says with membership. It didn't have the price of the actual gas until you went to the pump, you know? And you actually
So you paid already?
well, I was just I had my card in the thing, and I was going up, and then I was like, I'll go over to the BJ's. BJ's is like a Sam's Club. I've got a membership there. You get a little bit cheaper
Okay,
gas.
yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just go ahead and head over there. You know,
But are the lines like Costco though?
they can be. I have to go after work. If I go on the weekend, they're gonna be all the way around the building. You know, and just lines of gas, and then there's people, you know, backing in to get to the spot because their pump is on the other side, you know. So they go
Is
around.
it worth it? Is it worth it at that point? At that point, is it worth it?
maybe.
Yeah, like I said, I'm smart about it. I go after work. I don't go like during like the peak hours. So I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
it's worth it.
We go to Costco sometimes, and you just beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't
If-
like that BJ's place.
If I don't if I don't feel comfortable waiting or just like, you know, hanging out, I'm like, I'll just pay the extra. You know, the convenience is worth the money, I would say. I don't want to wait in line just for the discounted gas.
But that place, BJ's, is so fucking like Costco's, and I don't know how. I can't remember like, it's been so many years since I've been to a Costco, but BJ's is so fucking pretentious to me. Oh, you have to have your membership, and then walking out, I went in there for 1 second. I had Kirk's membership card, and then my Uber ended up coming super quick. So I was like, all right, because I think I met him at work for lunch or something that day. And my Uber ended up coming super quick, so I didn't buy anything. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just, go catch the Uber. I'll get something later. And the guy at the door is like, ma'am, we need to check your bag. No, the fuck you don't. You're not checking my bag. I ain't even buy nothing. Like, what do you need to check my personal belongings for? He's like, I'm sorry, it's policy. Do something. Because you're not checking my bag. And then I just walk out.
You just walked out?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
They can't do nothing technically. I recently had this conversation.
Like
with
the
a
Uber
friend.
is here. Like, what are you
My
gonna do?
Uber's there. You
My
can't look at my
Uber's
bag.
here.
The
What,
Uber's
like,
there.
I got 3 minutes, man.
3 minutes and then they charge.
Like, by the time the police get here, I'm gonna be in an Uber already. So, like, what are you gonna do? Physically hold me? No, you're not checking my bag. Thanks.
Yeah,
It's probably like this
yeah.
girl.
No,
But
it's hard.
They got the best muffins.
Muffin.
Yeah, they
Well,
got
Costco. We get the pizza there. Costco,
Costco pizza.
like $10 for a large pizza still.
Or you can go to 7-Eleven. You know 7-Eleven got the best food.
There's a 7-Eleven here, but there's also this corner little place that we have directly, just like in walking distance. It's got like little fried chicken tenders and
Yeah,
these little
y'all got
corner
the
spots.
Circle K's there.
Circle K's are burnt out though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where all the tweakers and all the crackheads.
Yeah, I know that's true.
They smell like it smells like piss around the door. It makes me wonder if like they're pissing on the handle.
they might.
'Cause
They
you can
may
look
be.
down
The
and
door.
you can see like what the end trails of piss looks like.
Pee
you
pee.
know,
Yeah.
and it's that pungent smell. So I stay away. I like to stay away from the Circle K if I can.
I was driving just today. I was driving to the grocery store. Carmen was supposed to give me a list of groceries to get, but she didn't do it.
Oh, did you get some stuff?
Yeah, I got some stuff. I got enough for dinner. Win. And
Yeah.
you can score the points. You know, Gilbert. You got to get the points. And so there's a little bypass. Like the highway goes over and you drive under it, to get to the grocery store. And there was a woman walking on the sidewalk under the bypass, and then there was a man, and he was at the tippy top, like his head was basically on the highway, like level with it. That's like he went up the hill, like the top of the hill where the highway is, He's right here, and he's got his leg like Captain Morgan, hoisted up, and you could tell like he was urinating right there. And like why did he decide to go up the thing, put his leg up and urinate like that? It was like a really like weird thing.
Maybe he thought nobody would see him there.
What?
Maybe he was like, I can get away. People won't see me do it right here.
I don't know. It seemed a little weird.
Did he seem like he was on drugs?
It looked like he might have been, but I don't know. He was in a weird spot to be a drug man there.
Yeah, but going back to the points things you said, you scored one. If I had done that and I gotten the wrong things, no points,
Right.
No points. And I'm horrible at that. My wife has to send me with the list and sometimes a picture of the item.
Of the picture of the item, because last time you got the fat free.
Because you can say sour cream, and then I'll be like, okay, you want it, any sour cream, right? And then okay, so I get the sour cream, but okay.
Yeah, but it's not that difficult. Like Kirk has come home with the wrong things, and most of the time I don't say anything. I just deal with it because he did try. But like, you definitely come home with. I'm like, go get the chicken flavored rice, and I don't know what brand he gets, and I'm like, why did he get?
I don't
what
get the right
fuck
brand
is this?
of
It's
chicken flavored rice.
Like, no, it's supposed to be rice par cooked, not rice already fully cooked that you heat up in the water. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I deal with it. It's still in the cabinet.
So you don't want the raw rice. You want the par baked rice.
Yeah.
And then you want but you don't want the fully. It's too much.
See, but given my wife is a chef too, so.
Right, so I try my hardest to not be.
Particular.
I try not to be particular, but sometimes I am. I think.
Mise en place.
Yeah, I think I try really hard not to be too particular. What do you think?
You might try, yeah.
From what I hear throughout the extensive, I am a gravy tier. I've been listening since the beginning, since the conception.
Yeah.
So throughout it, what I hear is you're an awesome cook at work. You're an awesome cook at work. Awesome cook. That chicken marsalis, like I remember, girl, bomb. But when you come home, it's I don't know if that's just a chef thing, just like the janitors, house is dirty.
Okay, so no, listen, no, you gotta realize what I'm up against. Kirk don't eat vegetables. He
That's
don't eat no
true.
squash. I love
he
squash.
eats salads. He eats salad.
Come on. I like vegetables. I like different things. He says I'm killing him with the butter. Black people use a lot of butter. Cooks use a lot of butter. He's like, you're killing me.
They
So
do.
like I got restrictions when I'm making meals. And then if I make a hamburger helper, I ain't gonna follow the box. I'm just gonna do my own thing.
I think that's a chef thing though. Like you have when it's something that's a box, there's instructions for it. She'll do the same thing.
Right.
And like there's
But does she at
instructions
least
for a
use
reason.
the right noodles? Does she use the noodles that come in the box, or does she say?
She does use the noodles. She'll use the
Does
noodles.
she say
What?
these aren't the noodles that I'm going to
She'll
use?
use
I'm going to use
everything
this
in
other
the box.
noodle.
Well, we had a lot of noodles. I like the other ones better. So I just switched it out in the hamburger helper.
Okay. So there was Cheetos mac and cheese, right? And we got two different kinds. One was just regular like cheese flavored mac and cheese, and the other one was hot, flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese. And she made the first one, and it was clumpy. It was I don't know. It just was no good.
It's
It
a
was no-
bad product to
It was
begin
no good.
with. Like,
And then whenever I made my box, a couple of days later, she said, "Yours doesn't look like mine looked." And I said, "I know because I followed the directions."
I
Yeah.
hate following. I don't bake for a living. I
Follow the
hate
direct-
following
No
box
clumps. It
instructions.
was smooth and beautiful, silky smooth. It was hot.
But then again, I don't say anything because I like I like having meals cooked for me, and
Yeah, I mean, you
It's
win
delicious,
some, you lose
regardless.
some.
That's true.
You win some, you lose some. And then also being with another person, like if I was making food for myself, no issue at all. I know what I like and I know how to make it and but cooking for another person, he has different taste buds. He likes different things. He likes things spicy, for example. I don't like spicy. So I got a lot of factors that I'm working with to try to make the perfect meal for both of us.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do, with a lot of the cultural differences. A lot of it is,
Oh,
cultural
definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
different. Definitely, like I've never had, greens before in my life.
Jesus.
Never had grits. I never had grits in my life.
Jesus. But you-
Never.
Well, what you
Never.
grew up under a rock?
No, I've never been, exposed to, greens or
Oh,
grits.
you ain't never had shrimp and grits before?
Never had shrimp and
Damn,
grits
boy. Yeah,
Never.
that's popular. Greens for Thanksgiving, like our Thanksgivings will be like mac and cheese, yams, greens, turkey dressing.
Until I went to my first Thanksgiving with her, and it was there, and I tried it, but in the same thing, like we eat refried beans in the morning, and she's like, beans in the morning, I'm like, ugh. Like,
Because
no,
one
just
one
try it.
bean equals one fart, Gilbert.
The more you eat them, the more you fart. The magical fruit.
Like literally, one bean equals one fart. Like I love beans. See,
Yeah.
and Kirk don't like beans, so I can't even make chili
You don't
with
like
beans.
beans?
Refried's fine.
Refried beans.
I'll take a refried, but it's something about the texture of like there's this bean, right, and then you eat it, and then it just turns into Play-Doh. So I'd rather
Mush.
also have it. I'd rather already have it in the mush,
Have it mush.
and
Yeah.
then I'm good.
You see what I'm saying? How I'm supposed to?
No, because I hear his point. Because then you can get that bean that's not quite cooked right all the way, and it's kind of still hard and doesn't turn into mush when you bite into it.
Yeah, and you're like,
All right, so how I'm supposed to make chili?
That's a different bean, though. That's a different bean.
He don't like those beans.
but beans don't go in chili technically. A lot of people would say.
I'm kind of with Kurt.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that I do have some obstacles when I'm making dinner, but I don't follow the box instructions for sure. If it's instructions, I'm probably not gonna follow them. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do my own thing, and that's why I don't bake for a living, because I'll be fucking up all the cakes.
I don't see how, like, because I didn't, back when we were there, we didn't bake our own cakes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
When Kirk was there,
Yeah.
I heard they were baking cakes.
Yeah, I had every Monday because Sunday's party day, right? So every Monday was cake day. You had to make cakes for cakes and cornbread on the same day. Oh man, and the cake was so bad to just it was we shouldn't have been serving it as a product, because then you had to cut it, and then you had to put it in those plastic trays, and then they would like sit on top of it. So the kids would like take one cake, and the frosting would come out from the. It was just and it was a headache. And then I'd be like, some Mondays I'd be hungover and just be like, cakes. I gotta do these cakes, and it was a mess. And you gotta cut it, and oh man, it was a drag.
I can't imagine that on top of cooking the meals for 300 plus kids, like cooking that meal and still having to cook cakes.
Yeah, but they also had a different team than we had at that point as well. Yeah. We had fucking Violet. We had Juan. Yeah. What are we supposed to do? Like, Violet's struggling with the salad bar. Juan is in his room sleeping. Like, how are you supposed to get that amount of work done with the crew that we had? It was impossible.
My experience the second time was definitely like night and day. Like,
it was.
It was like it had the amount of people that was supposed to run that kitchen.
Right.
When I first got there.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and the way that the time had worked for all that people, once that place lost the pier, it was just all the staff kind of like went away, and it was just kind of the kitchen didn't really recover, you know. Yeah. I think, you know, it didn't happen the way that it was supposed to. You know, it left a like really good situation where like Ben was there, and then he left like previously, like right before the pier went down, and then if he was still there whenever they reopened, that brain would still be in there to organize everything. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, at the time when we were there, like one of the biggest things for me is like we're getting all this bread, and none of it is being rotated, and I don't even think the people we work with knows how to rotate it. And then it's like all this stuff is going in the garbage. Like, think about my position. I come from this beautiful steakhouse to the island, and it's a fucking shit show. I was like, what did I sign up for? Like, where am I at right now? And I saw all the issues and all the things going on, but it's like no way to fix it with the people you have, and you can't get other people to come, and then
it's impossible to get people there because you're secluded. I mean that was me. Like if I wasn't with my wife, I would still probably be there even through the pandemic, you know,
right?
Hopefully, because that was the life for me.
But it's not for everybody. Like, look how many people we had come in, and then when they realized that they had to get a boat to go to the store and get a pack of cigarettes, they're like, this ain't gonna work for me.
It all sounds good until you step off the boat, and then you're like, now what? Yeah. You know,
but as long as you have your provisions, and you keep, like, because the first time I went there, I went buck wild. I went wild and out. Like, I had no restrictions, and like I was, you know, when we got written up and all that, like, and then like just pushing it to the limit, I had enough, you know. But that was the worst thing that happened to me. Kind of the worst and best, because after that, you know, I came back to town, LA, and after that, it was just for a whole year.
Yeah.
For a whole year.
Because you are a person, we're similar in some ways. You need structure in your life.
Yeah.
If without structure, you're gonna plummet. Like, for me, I feel like I load my plate up constantly with all these things to do, because if I don't have anything to do, I'm gonna fucking go crazy. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go to the bar and like go drinking because I ain't got shit else to do. Like, I have to load my plate up with productive things so that I'm not doing just stupid shit. And I think you're the same way. Like, you have to have some type of structure, because without structure, you're just gonna get crazy.
Yeah, then I came back, and then it was totally different. Then, you know, 4 months into, well, it was actually a month before we started talking, really. Like, it was like, hi, how's it going? Our first day, and then the second day it was like talking more. And then by like the first month, we were, you know, she was coming to the room, and, you know, I was going to her room. And then by month 3, we were already cupcaking.
Yeah. The old cupcake phase.
I think that was similar for now. It was maybe quicker than that.
You guys had it under the rug for a while.
Oh yeah, we did for
sure.
For
a while.
Because I mean, it was because of him.
People thought and people knew, like, Juan always be like, God, what are you doing? He would always hint and stuff, but like with us, like it was probably quicker. Like people knew quicker because
Well,
she was.
you're a romantic, Gilbert. You're
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. You know, I'm the guy
Well,
that.
I can be, because now, I got her and we live together and
Right.
we've been there. The flame has, the romantic flaming is going lower, but I'm working on bringing it back because
Right.
that's the thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
In a relationship, because I admit it. I'm gonna admit it.
But I'm the type of guy that I like to compartmentalize things, like this stays here, and that's the way that it should be. Even like one of the things, again, with Carmen and I, our food thing, like she likes a stab of this, a stab of this, a stab of this, then the mouth. I go maybe a scoop of this, mouth, scoop of that, mouth, right?
No, so when we're eating, have every little thing on a little piece of everything on a fork. Kirk will say it's like macaroni, chicken, and green beans. He'll eat all the macaroni first, or then all the green beans, and then eat the chicken. What the fuck? That's not even together. That's 3 separate meals.
But where you would eat it at once, you'll eat all the mashed potatoes first.
Yeah.
And then that, and then that.
Yeah.
You won't eat this.
Nah.
No, I can't live
I don't go back and forth. It's one, it's the other, it's the next. It's a sequence.
So it was more so for him because I knew that he's one of those guys. He don't like drama. So I didn't want to have everybody coming up to him like, y'all talk, because you know how people on the island are. They're going to be asking him questions and all that stuff. So I tried to keep it under wraps for him until
if news in the community travels fast, like on mainland, news on the island travels like wildfire
in a second.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. Like you fart and it's like, oh, it was him.
That was that guy.
That's why we were good with it. Like I remember he would come into the kitchen and I would act like he wasn't even there, and he was like, "You ain't gotta ignore me though." And I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to keep it under wraps and not, because you shouldn't. I mean, it's a weird thing to be. You know how it is. You're not supposed to date people you work with, right? You
live where you work. You got it's a fine line.
It is. So I tried my best with that for a while.
Yeah. I tried, with her and me, like we were very affectionate. Even sometimes it's like, the kids are, there's kids right here. We got those kids right here still.
See?
Just the kissing, but going back the second time was the best thing,
Yeah, you got a wife out of it. You got a wife and a kid out of it.
I'll always, hold Catalina Island dear to my heart, like the magic of that island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I got a lot of it.
I think that what's crazy is I feel the same way in that regard because I got to meet you, which is a lifelong friend. I got to meet Kirk, who is my soulmate, and all these other great people that I got to meet. Like we still talk to Christina all the time. I still talk to Jackie and Liz and all these people I got to get, build all these good relationships, and I'm very appreciative of that. So yeah.
Will you guys ever go back to the island? Not to camp, just to the island.
We were thinking about
Are
maybe
you burnt
getting.
out? Like, is it like a thing? Like, I know Kirk's probably like, nah, I'm good.
No, I would go back.
Him before me.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
I would go back for
You
a visit and hang out. And,
yeah.
I stayed there longer than I was going to. I was already there by the time she showed up. I stayed a little bit longer than I had intended because we were hanging out by that point. And
yeah, you're coasting.
Yeah, I was just done. I was just like, I'm here. Yeah. This is it, and it is what it is. And then I was like, well, that's a reason to stay. And then, but yeah, I would definitely. I always said that I wasn't gonna be the guy that goes back though. Like I would for a visit. I'm not gonna be the guy that works there again. I'll be like, I use the place, to my advantage. I feel like
you were there for some years. Though.
Yeah,
you flip flop from Cherry. You were there at Cherry.
I was only
at Cherry, didn't you?
No, I started at Fox and I pretty much stayed there. I spent some time at Toyon whenever they needed some help in the kitchen, and I worked a week at Cherry, and then I worked a week at Cherry. It was that was a fun week, They
were good times, good times. I never had my bad experiences there were because
of work.
Yeah, were because chicken was underdone because somebody fucking wasn't on top of the chicken, or
it was all
we were
work
short
related.
with this, or
Yeah, like the majority of my issue there, the reason why, like, it was one of the best places for me and also one of the worst places, because I have culinary integrity and I know a lot of things that were going on at the time we were there was just lazy and not being done the right way. And it's kind of like I left a nice restaurant to come out here, and then I'm in this situation. But the living part wasn't bad for me. It was the working environment that was stressful.
Yeah, the environment, just having like to guess. I remember, girl, you'd be like, I don't know, I'm gonna go in that refrigerator, turn around, and sprinkle some dust. Like,
yeah, because I don't know.
Dinner? Like, there's nothing in that refrigerator for you to make dinner. There's nothing.
Right.
There's some mushrooms and a sausage. You got 32 people to feed. Go.
I'm just in there like, you got peanut butter, no jelly. I'm like, God damn. It was kind of a mess. And so that situation for me was tough. It was probably one of the worst working situations I had ever been in. But then the living part, I love hanging out with everybody. I like living on an island, going swimming and jumping in the water whenever I wanted. Like, that was beautiful. So, I mean, I guess you gotta.
I liked even having to go to town in the boat.
Yeah, that was really nice.
That experience, just like, oh, I'm gonna go get a couple things. Like, people would talk, like, why are you buying meat? Like, because when I got there, okay, I don't know. I don't want to name drops, So when our supervisor was there, it was more like, what do you want? Tell me what you want and we'll get it.
Right,
What do you want and we'll get it. So when the supervisor, when I was there,
when you went back,
there was no like requests. It was strict schedule. Like, we're having, Taco Tuesday, we're having spaghetti Wednesday.
Right.
Even for staff, like, you had to have, because he was by the book. He had an experience in catering.
Right.
And then he left, and then, that's when Ben took over and James.
Right, but I mean, maybe that was a better structure for considering how it was running with that loose structure. That was a lot better.
It was. Oh, let me tell you, because when he left, he was doing meals for staff. Like, how they're like into like that, Thai, different food. They're not into like the spaghetti, taco, steak, potatoes. You know what I mean? And he was turning out some delicious food.
Right.
So when he walked, they brought James over, and James is all right.
But he's not a chef. He don't have much cooking experience.
He's all right. You can eat food, can be edible. But it became like, okay, what do you need? What do you want? And it's just like, we need this and that, and it fell apart again. So that's when my wife was like, we need to make a decision. What's gonna happen? And it's a good thing. That's why, everything happens for a reason, because I was fighting for staying. We should just stay. We can get married, just come back, save money. And then, boom, coronavirus happened.
Right. So it's the best thing. It was a good idea. And even now that you guys have your kid and like you have established a life in Arizona, doesn't it feel good to be out of that? Like, because that's a crutch at the end of the day for some people.
If we would have stayed, we would have ended up, I wouldn't say separated, but she would have ended up at her mom's, and we would end up there, and then
right. Yeah, so everything happens for a reason.
LA shut down,
I know.
I'm pretty sure I could have found a job during the pandemic. I'm very resourceful at that point. I'll do anything shy of, some things.
Prostitution?
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm scared.
Me too.
But you know what I'm saying? Everything happened we came here, and luckily I was doing my first job out here was landscaping, and I did that for 6 months. It was brutal. But it acclimated my body for Arizona.
Your story, I would cry watching your stories. You would be like driving around in like a gator or something,
Yeah.
and you'd have your hat on. You'd have your big old hat on, and you just just a single tear, just coming down my eye.
116.
The poor man.
116. But at that point, I was prepared. I'm
Right.
telling you, 8 waters, 2 of them, like 4 of them free. My wife got me a portable air conditioner, battery powered. You put ice in the back and a little bit of water,
yeah, I've seen those.
and it like cools coils, and it just blows cold air. But
Right.
outside, I would get a wet rag at lunch and just like close it up, and it'd be just all this cold air just for the little bit that it had.
Right.
I was prepared. So I'm hoping when I go driving, it won't be that bad too. I can also do little tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
People
know
find
now.
ways,
Yeah,
it
you find
just
ways
is what
to
it is.
survive. Like you said, in Arizona,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people in Arizona that don't have a septic system, so they're still what they do for the bathroom. They still gotta they can't throw tissue in there. They like
I don't know.
it's a lot of people in some of those like
have a
super
restaurant.
rural, right? But it's a lot of people who don't, who
We're
still have to
thinking
like.
about getting land too, and like, well, you have not you have to. I mean, we're gonna have a septic system because, it's very inexpensive. Just to have not a biodegradable one. They're not
Something.
concrete no more. They're not concrete.
A
no
toilet
more.
that flush. That's what you
Plastic.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in Arizona. Like I remember seeing it. I was seeing it. It was not on the news, but it was going around on like Facebook or YouTube or somewhere, and they were showing like these bathrooms where, in like New Mexico and some parts of Arizona, they like take a shit, they wipe their ass, and then they throw it in the garbage, and it was like, oh, you can't flush the tissue. And then a kid at work that I was working with in Arizona was like, oh yeah, we have to do the same thing, and I'm like, who's responsible for taking that garbage out?
I flush my tissue.
Yeah, but some people don't have that. Like they don't have the system that work like that, and that's so I don't know. It's just interesting, different ways of life, I guess.
Yeah. So, just a little question for Kirk, real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Being that you're dating someone other outside of your race,
Mhm.
we don't like. Me and my wife don't like to call our marriage an interracial marriage because it's just a regular ass marriage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I just have
I get
when
that.
you're around her family for the first time, did you get nervous or anything?
When I was around her family,
Shy?
when I was around her
because
family,
I know you went to Detroit.
I
Yeah.
was nervous for it.
no, I wasn't nervous. I don't
No?
think I presented a nervous.
No, I don't think so.
I was pretty no. What I thought was weird was that they had asked if I liked fried chicken. And like I was like yes. Like
You could laugh at the list of questions that I have that I can ask.
I told my mom, like, you asked him if he liked fried chicken. She's like, I wanted to see before I bought it if he liked it or not. She doesn't understand how it comes off. She's like, well, why we're getting fried chicken for the party. I want to know if he like it so I can get him something else. And I'm like, but why wouldn't he like it?
yeah. But
I could speak some Spanish, like some very minimal, but every time something like Spanish comes on, my wife has the tendency of turning around and asking me what they say.
Yeah, you got the resource.
So, no, I'm sorry. I don't know Spanish.
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah. But
I
no.
only say that because my first time was kind of not awkward. I didn't make it awkward, but inside I was, kind of,
Mhm.
crawling on my skin.
Yeah.
They're very nice people. My mother-in-law, I love my mother-in-law. But
Had you talked to
I
them
don't
on the
know.
phone?
We've never talked to you. The first time I talked to her on the phone is when I asked for her hand in marriage,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the first time I talked to my mother-in-law. And the first time I seen her live was at my wedding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I had already talked to her family on the phone previous, so like there was already a little bit of a rapport there.
Connection below.
Yeah.
Tour.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it wasn't.
I wasn't surprised.
It was. I think that she was more surprised because we went to go see. So I met her mother first, right? And it was a surprise that she was even there. It was her mother's birthday, and we just showed up.
Yeah, I like to
And
surprise my mom like
so
that.
it was more of a surprise that Carmen was even there, and then I was there also. So it was like,
bonus.
yeah, I think she was kind of taken off guard at the time, but no, I didn't feel I had the upper hand at
Yeah,
that point.
you had the surprise factor.
Right, yeah.
But there was a situation. So in my mom's house, my sister, she has a special needs kid. So the whole upstairs, like how you were saying, you guys have this. Your whole living room area is like a large playpen. Like my mom's living room is similar, because my sister's kid, like, he needs the space to be in his own personal space.
Yeah.
So the upstairs of my mom's house, no one goes up there except for like family, because we keep the smoke away from him. We don't smoke in that part of the house. Like, we keep him separate, protected from all that. So Kirk was upstairs, and my mom's showing him around her house and all that stuff. And the party's starting. So one of her friends come in, and Kirk is coming downstairs from upstairs, and she knows that normally people are not allowed up there. So she's like, "What the fuck is happening? I got my gun on me." And then she starts freaking out, and she runs outside to go put her gun away.
You don't know who
And
Kirk is?
she thought he was auditing us. I'm
I
like,
thought I was a tax man. They were doing an audit.
like, what is he up there for? She freaked out, and then they was like, "That's Carmen's boo girl," and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, it was like, go home, bitch. Like, at this point,
Did you know what was going on, Kirk?
No, I just saw. I come down the stairs, and she just stops in her tracks, and she's just looking at this woman. She's just like looking at me.
she thought
And
she
then-
was caught. She thought the fence was there.
Yeah, she was just looking at me, and she was like, and then this other woman, who I had met just like 20 minutes,
my auntie.
20 minutes beforehand, was like, "Oh, don't worry about him. That's
He's
Carmen's
good,
guy."
right.
And she's like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I had my gun on me. I was gonna have to bring it. I had my gun in my
I was
purse.
gonna have to get out of here. Let's see the audit man is here. Oh, I don't know. I can't do it.
That's what I was trying to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that, and then taking him around Detroit. Like, we're just walking to the store, walking back from the store. It's like, okay, we got to walk on this block, not this block. This block, because the dogs are on that block, and the dogs will chase your ass down the street. You don't want that drama. So it was awkward with him walking through my neighborhood, because I know all the little sneaky spots and all the little crazy stuff, and like what people are on what block and all that stuff. So it's just, I know how people are in Detroit. People in Detroit are not, like, they thought Kirk looked like my friend said he looked like the white guys off TV, girl. That's why everybody freaking out. It's like, what?
Like the bounty hunters? Or
No, they're used to, white guys in Detroit are typically crackheads. They super ghetto, like little dirty.
Yeah.
Like, they're not living you know what I mean? It's not, the class system is different. So he looked from a different class, which was different for them to see in the neighborhood, because you don't typically see that. Like, my friend Drew, he a white boy. You see him with the long T-shirts. Like, he grew up with us, so he doesn't act like Kirk. They're completely
I think
different.
you talked about him before, yeah.
Yeah, so they're just two different people. Like, he grew up with us, so I don't know. It's just a different way of life, I guess.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing now, though, because, like, honestly, I'm exposed to different things now. I'm exposed to this whole different experience,
And collard greens and grits you got in your life.
It's the hot links for me.
Yeah? You like hot links?
Hot links in the spaghetti now. Hot links for breakfast.
Hot links in the spaghetti?
Hot links in the
Oh,
spaghetti.
man. That
Yeah,
sounds
some
like-
people do that. I'm not a fan of that, but I've had it growing up. Just I'm not a fan of it.
At first, I was like, "Oh, can we keep them separated?" I was trying to fight it.
Yeah, just add them at the
Can we
end.
separate the spaghetti
Yeah,
and the
right.
hot links? If you want hot links, you can have the hot links.
Right.
But then, eventually, I'm like, "Man, this is bomb! Like, this is good."
Yeah.
So now it's business as usual for her, and it's a new experience for me.
Right.
I mean, you have to. It's
Because in my house, it was separate. It was noodles, your meat, and then the sauce on the
and you
side.
can make it the
Everything
way
was-
you want it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
No, we do spaghetti, chicken, and salad.
Yeah.
Spaghetti,
chicken,
fried
salad.
chicken, salad, like especially for a party or just a normal
The
meal.
salad is a must.
Yeah,
Salad
for sure.
is a nice. Nice addition. It's
You
a
need
crunch.
you need the ranch dressing.
Kirk doesn't do the ranch dressing.
I I do the ranch dressing. Now I do.
Oh.
On the island, I didn't. So I didn't do it then. You know, like yeah. So I would.
Different stages.
I could throw some like Kalamata olives on there and some artichokes, and then that was enough of the other flavors that the wetness that you don't need a dressing. For some reasons that stuff's not in this house.
I got open to like she's into like balsamics. And, like,
I love that.
Big salads, like big salads, egg. You know, you got the sunflower seeds, the wontons,
Yeah, I mean that I'm not a crazy salad girl like that. I do like a lot of burrata. I like cheese a lot of like different nice cheeses. I go to the cheese shop and like clean up there sometimes.
I would be a craft American cheese guy if I was living in the bachelor life. But
American cheese is good. Kraft American cheese is good.
You'll see the Munster cheese now.
I love Munster. That's my favorite cheese. I like the texture
Smoked
of it.
Gouda and then Munster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like burrata and I like a lot of cow's milk bries, some soft bries, super buttery and stuff like that. So.
Alfred had that big shindig for the end of one of the end of the parties, end of the
season.
Season parties. He had a nice spread. Remember with the lobster.
Yeah.
And the cheese spread.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I really opened my palate to different cheeses.
And that's because you started with Alfred, and Alfred is he is a good fucking cook. He is. He's great. He's great.
When he wanted to impress somebody coming in, oh man, I would love it.
He's definitely talented for sure.
He went in.
Yeah, I saw some things he did, like even doing sugar work. Like you got to be taught that. Like he was good. He learned from some really good chefs, and so that's really nice. Yeah, I think I kind of got lucky with that in some regards, is being under strict people and getting to learn all these different things, because I see some people in the industry now, and their experience is from the places they've worked and the people they've worked under. So if you work at a place and that chef is not willing to like teach you anything, or they're not really doing super fancy food, you don't learn any of that stuff. You have to go to a place and be working under somebody where you do it every day and somebody's training you to do that. So everybody in the industry don't get that lucky. If you don't go to nice places and work, you're not gonna have that experience. So you can have 20 years of experience or 15 years of experience versus my 15 years, but if I worked at different places, I'm gonna be way further ahead than you are. Especially
in the fine dining, like the
Definitely.
route you going down compared to like other routes that chefs can go down. There's different routes the chefs can go down.
There's a lot of different routes. Working on an island was one.
And if a chef, if a good chef came through that place again and held that position, it can turn around.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing now.
It's a lot. I have to tell you offline. Yeah, it's not a conversation for online. That's funny. So you said you and your wife, you guys watch TV shows together. What kind of shows do you guys watch together?
We watch all the shows. If we didn't watch the show, she tries to get me to watch the Life After Lockup.
I've seen a couple of episodes of that. I don't watch it too much, but
the Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition.
I watched that.
The one with Noriega. Yeah, Nori, and then I started watching the 90 Day Fiance with her.
Oh, that's amazing.
But sometimes when they're doing the I don't like watching the subtitles constantly when they're doing the overseas ones.
Yeah. I mean, half the crew is overseas, because you got people here finding people from. That's an interesting one. I have a kid that work with me right now, and he just found his wife in somewhere. He went over to I think the Dominican Republic. But he was in.
That's the thing now, huh?
Yeah, he was in South Africa a few months ago, and it was something with the family wanted more money for him to take their daughter, so he couldn't get her. So then he went to the Dominican Republic and he found a girl, and now he's about to get married.
I gotta find one on sale.
You're not the highest bidder.
Because the families are like, oh, you have a guy from America. Well, they need to pay. They need to buy us this and like get us these gifts, and like they capitalize off of their daughter being in a marriage with you as well. So now he is
There's this one show on Netflix. It's a brand new one. It's also like a married. They're married already, and then they break up. Or not that they break up. They just look for other people. They're other married couples. The
Ultimatum.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I loved it. Yeah,
I watched the first episode and I loved it.
Uh-huh.
But there's certain shows that we watch together and we end up watching separately because one or the other doesn't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, with the Ultimatum, I originally put it on kind of as a joke, just like me watching, these couples, they go in and, they're like, somebody's like, you need to marry or move on. That's the ultimatum, we're either going to get married or you're going to do something else. And then they choose from the people that came on the show. And then like, they're like, oh, I want to live with you for 3 weeks. But I'll tell you, the last episode, the reunion, Carmen loves the reunions of these shows. Sometimes she doesn't even watch Sometimes she doesn't even watch the whole season. But she'll watch everything of the reunion. She'll rewatch the reunion. I know one.
If she likes shows, she'll watch YouTubes of like extended, like people reviewing the review and all that stuff.
Yeah, I get into all that stuff too. Sometimes it's so interesting.
And some of the characters are interesting. Some of these people are interesting.
With the Ultimatum, I would like turn it on, and then she would be like, "That's your show," but then she'd be watching something on her YouTube. And then, I'd see those eyes kind of look up there. She's looking at what's on that big screen. And then and then when the reunion happened, the phone was off. It was charged. It just her phone needed to charge.
What you say? It was phones down at that point.
Yeah, phones down. Yeah.
I do like the reunion stuff. I watch The Housewives, but me and Kirk, we watch. We have our separate things that we watch because Kirk, he watches everything from here. It's so wide, like the amount of things he watch. Like he's watching black and white cartoons. He's watching 1920s documentaries from random black and white. Like it's too much going on. But we come together on a lot of the competition shows.
Yeah. I love some
cooking shows, like the barbecue show that was on the Pitmaster show, Ink Master.
That was a good show.
That was good. Yeah.
We actually had to not watch the Soul Food cook-off because
the soul
Carmen, you didn't like that one?
Carmen said she had enough of it.
You couldn't?
Oh my God, it's just so much talking about the struggle. Oh my God, I had to struggle through. Shut the I can't deal with that. Just cook the food. Jesus Christ.
My wife doesn't like that. But it was the same thing. She didn't watch it, but she was on her phone at the same time with one eye on the show and one eye on the phone. I just like cooking competitions in general because I like food. I like food. I like different, I like people giving something and the stress of them. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And at the end, this is what I presented. And it's usually bomb, some of the stuff is bomb, but
well, you gotta start getting up in the morning and making beans and rice for your wife.
Yeah.
Tortillas, get just all the stuff together.
I need to start making my own homemade tortillas. That would be amazing.
I
used to cook for my grandpa when I was his caretaker. I used to cook, but since the island and being married, I'd probably cook dinner. I cook breakfast. I'm a breakfast guy. I'll cook breakfast any day. I'll cook breakfast usually most days here. But dinner, I probably only cooked 10 times in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll come home. It depends on our schedule, to be honest with you. Right now, I'm just Kirk, what's for dinner? I need dinner when I come home because I'm doing so much with school and work and everything right now. But it depends on our schedule who comes up with dinner, I guess.
Are you a fan of the air fryer?
We don't
No.
have one.
No, we don't have
You don't
one.
have an air fryer?
No,
Oh,
we actually just got a microwave.
I
A couple Christmas, maybe last Christmas was it, or the
Yeah.
one before?
2 years ago.
I've,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
I've been a fan of the air fryer because you could do it's so versatile.
Mhm.
You can
Yeah.
put anything in there. Or you can, like, she's big on the TikToks, and then she'll show me like different breakfasts. I never try them. I should, because
Mhm.
they're so handy. If it's what it says it does, it'd be so handy. Like a breakfast sandwich in the morning, you could put everything in there, including the egg,
Right.
and it'll cook the egg and everything. Like
Yeah.
slice of ham, slice of cheese, and the egg and the bread. Put it in there for 5 minutes, and then it's cooked everything.
It's all done. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I would
It
like
sounds
to.
amazing.
I would like to get into the air fryer game. We just don't have the counter space.
You guys don't have counter space?
No, it's just we've got a place to put the dirty dishes, a place to put the clean dishes, and yeah, even for the microwave, I had to get like a shelf.
Yeah.
You know, for it. You know,
This the New England area, Gilbert. You know how it is. It's literally you get a 1-bedroom apartment, you pay $1,400 a month for it. And it's
I was hoping that, when I first got to the island, I was going to be able to visit you guys and, save money while I was on the island to go visit, because I want to be in the East Coast. I want to see the East Coast at least once.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go there unless I know somebody. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
yeah.
So wherever you guys go next, I'll be in a better spot. So
No, we definitely need to. I think a big part of us, like, first off, we got 4 parents. And I feel like trying to keep up with trying to visit them year round
Yeah.
is a tough one.
yeah, and
But
they're
yeah,
all
we got to get
separate.
better.
they're all
separate. It's
all
not-
over the
yeah,
place.
It's not like,
Nobody's
it's
next.
not like it's not 2 and 2. It's 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult one, but I think that this next year, I want to get better at that as far as going to visit friends and like having friends
Yeah.
come visit me. Like we
even
need to
just
get better at that.
Taking the time to go do something for yourself,
Right.
Right.
and separating yourself from wherever you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if you just go on vacation and stay home, you're not really
You don't
going
get
on
anything
vacation.
out of it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, oh, and then you feel like you wasted the week. You know, I
Yeah.
think I went to Vegas. What was that? October, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice. I was there for like a couple days.
Yeah.
And it was just a nice recharge after like 2020, and then like
Not
Oh
being
yeah.
able
Well,
to
and
travel.
that's
not
another
being
part
able
of
to
it. The
travel and,
pandemic
like,
kind of
all
screwed up.
it messed up everything with so many things. The pandemic did, like
and this and in the industry that you guys are both in, COVID hit pretty much the hardest,
sure,
especially Carmen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't have it too hard. I had an easy time. I can't complain. I know other people who struggle. I didn't really
Yeah.
have that hard of a time with it. You know what I mean? Unemployment was popping for a while, and then
Yeah.
once unemployment, the extra $600 a week that they were giving everybody, once that I knew that was ending in a couple weeks, I went and grabbed the job, and they were paying a lot of money for people to come cook because they were having such a hard time finding workers. So
Yeah.
I was working, and then the pandemic hit, and then I was making a bunch of extra money from unemployment, and then by the time I went back to work, the price had, like, for workers had went up like
The position.
$5-6. So
Yeah.
I didn't do too bad. I can't complain.
Is it still that way?
Yeah, I mean,
The-
you
the
can't
employment
have me
issue?
at this amount and then say, "Hey, pandemic's over. We're gonna take away."
No, but as far as the employment issue, I know there's so many restaurants out there. Like it's
No,
the
we don't got
staffing,
no people.
the staffing. Same here.
We struggling
Yeah.
for people
So
right now.
everywhere's hiring. You see 16 an hour. You see with weekly bonuses and all this like incentives, and still like people are still not working.
Where are they at? Where are these people at?
where
Because
did
we
go?
can't find nobody either. We've been literally begging for people. Like we've been hiring over a year now, and we still, and like people will come in, and if it's not exactly how they want it, if you're not giving them hugs every day, they'll be like, "Oh, I quit. I go next door."
I think that's the thing that happened. Coronavirus did something to the employee inside. Like, I don't need this job. I don't.
Yeah.
To where it's like a mass, exodus of like, oh well, I don't really need this job. I can just go get another job at this point. Like, I had lost something already, and I can go find another job. It's like you said, I'm not getting hugs every day, so I'm gonna go get somewhere where.
Well, I think it changed from the industry used to be like, especially with the hospitality industry, it used to be a certain way because like you would have owners and like chefs and stuff treat you like you need this, so you're gonna do this because you need to be here. Now it's not that way. You need me. It's reversed, and that's the difference that you're seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
And people are aware that it's reversed. Like, I could do whatever I want. You ain't gonna fire me because you struggling and you need people. Where before that, it was like you need to behave a certain way and do your job a certain way because I can get rid of you and have a bunch of other people apply. It's not like that no more.
This guy walked out last week. He walked out on Tuesday. Walked out. He'd been there for a year. Left his trucks, left his packages, walked out. The supervisors, I heard them over talking, 2 days later, like, man, we need to call him back. They called him back, and he's like still working there. Like we're not firing nobody. Like, you can't get fired.
Right.
Nope.
No more.
Nope. It's I know, and it's one of those things where people are aware of it, but I don't know. Hopefully, in the next couple of years, it pick back up. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
But I think we gotta end it here, Gilbert.
Yeah.
We've been talking for a while.
Wonderful talking to you guys, man. Thanks for having me on.
For sure.
It's been a long time coming,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy you guys every Sunday now.
Yeah, I mean, this can be a thing though.
This will be on Saturday. You'll see this next Saturday, and then maybe we'll be back on a Saturday track.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Gilbert.
All right. Bye-bye.
Pungent cheese.